Okay, so I'm gonna draw an imaginary line right here because I got a feeling half of you are gonna be on one side not liking this movie, and then the other half are probably really gonna enjoy this movie. Where do I stand? Let's find out. And with that, I'm working with to another episode of The Romancer, where my goal, as always, is to enhance the movie watching experience. So Glass, this is a movie which I was really anticipating here. Of course, M. Night returning to the completest trilogy, if you will, which started 19 years ago with Unbreakable, movie which I felt is his best movie. Movie which I absolutely adore. I love that film. And of course, I really liked Split a couple years back. It was a big surprise. We weren't seeing that coming and creating this universe of Unbreakable. So it's good to see him bring this back again and trying to finish it off the right way here. Now, the early reviews haven't been very positive at all, so I was kind of concerned. But I gotta say, after seeing this movie, I'm not sure I'm in agreement with what people are saying, generally speaking here. I think this is a very well done, well crafted movie, and I really, really enjoyed it. Now, of course, we have a lot of returning characters. Of course, we bring back Mr. Glass, Samuel L. Jackson, we got David Dunn, played by Bruce Willis. Both are really good in this movie. And it's good to see Bruce Willis give a shit again. He usually just mails it in. I get it. He's got to eat and goes in, collects a paycheck and all that. But here he's actually trying to act. And although he's not really the main central figure here, he does well what he's given. But the real star, of course, is James McAvoy. He's sensational, man. If you saw Split, he's so good in that. He's probably even just as good, probably even better in this movie. His transitions from one personality to the other are fantastic. There's a lot of old returning characters coming back as well. We got Anya Taylor-Joy, who was in Split, of course. We have Bruce Willis' son, who played the son in the original Unbreakable 19 years later. So he's all grown up here. We got Elijah's mom, Mr. Glass's mom, returning as well. We got a new character in Sarah Paulson. She plays a psychiatrist, and I thought she was really good. And she's trying to convince the three individuals that they're not who they think they are. They're not really superheroes. They're normal people with issues, if you will. And those scenes with her are really effective. And M. Night does a really good job of even convincing us that maybe they're not superheroes. It was a point in time I was watching this movie. I'm like, wait a minute. She does have a point. She makes sense. Maybe they're not really who they think they are. And that goes to the effectiveness of those scenes with her. And I thought that really worked very well. And overall, I thought the story itself worked really well. I thought it was well thought out. And there's a lot of really good scenes here, great cinematography, great score. So from technical standpoints, really well done. And kudos to M. Night. I think he's back on track here. Of course, he's the laughing stock for a while. He was so bad, he made Michael Bay look competent. So it's good to see him kind of get back on track with The Visit, Split, and now Glass. But again, it's not a movie which I loved. It had a few things a few problems, a few decisions that M. Night did here, which I wish he would have done a little bit differently. Now, although it's still a good movie, still well done, it doesn't reach the heights Unbreakable does, not even close. And it's pretty much on par with Split as far as I'm concerned in terms of quality. It's a movie I think you guys can kind of enjoy if you're a fan of those other two movies. But at the end of the day, it really boils down to the ending. Now, the first hour and a half is really strong. This movie is really good. It's slow paced, very methodical, much like Unbreakable. If you didn't mind that then, you're not going to mind it now, believe me. And I think a couple of things. Some of the dialogue's a little off. M. Night's not the best writer of dialogue there is. Comes up with great stories, great concepts, but sometimes he doesn't execute them well, particularly from the dialogue standpoint. He's very heavy-handed. He's as subtle as a sledgehammer. And it's unfortunate because I think he needs to give the audience a little more credit here. He sometimes over-explains things, or as things are going on screen, he's doing his reveals and his twists or whatever towards the end of the movie. He doesn't give enough credit to kind of understand what's going on without having to be explained to you. And I thought so it was a little bit overkill. It was a little bit annoying. And the ending is, I'll say this, it's hard to explain because I don't want to give any spoilers away here, but there's two endings, if you will. On one side, it wasn't as effective as I thought it should have been, and lacked that emotional punch, which I think this movie was trying to convey, something which I thought really worked well in Unbreakable, which really makes this movie so much superior to this one. But it was still fine. And then the other ending, I thought it was very well thought out. I liked what he did there, particularly. It made sense in this climate now we have of the superhero genre, and it fit in very well. And I like what he did a lot. But I thought some of the execution of it faltered a little bit, didn't give it the impact it should have had. Some decisions he made, particularly with his over-explanation, he could kind of tone that down a little bit, let us figure it out on our own, and get that review and really kind of get the punch in the gut. It's like, oh, wow, this is what he was trying to do. I get it. I like it. It was still well, but I think he kind of did a disservice to it. But ultimately, at the end of the day, it comes down to the end. It comes down to his last 20 minutes. Do you buy what's going on or you don't? And it's a comic book movie. Some of these ideas are ridiculous, but it makes sense because, again, what this movie is, most comic book movies are ridiculous, and that's fine. So either you could be on board with it or you're not. And that's going to either ruin this movie for you or elevate it to a different level. Now, overall, I think if you enjoyed the last two movies on Split and Unbreakable, you will probably like this one to various degrees. Like myself, I liked it. I didn't love it. I think most of y'all feel the same way. Some may love it. Some may think it's garbage. And that's because of how the movie ended or what it tries to accomplish. You buy it or you don't. So, but at the end of the day, I recommend this movie. Particularly a fan, I think I personally liked it. I enjoyed it. I thought it was well done, well crafted. Few problems here and there, and overall, I thought it puts M. Night, as far as I'm concerned, back on the map as far as being a competent director. And I'm kind of curious to see what everyone else out there thinks about it. So Glass, ultimately, at the end of the day, you guys are going to watch it. Comment below, let me know what you guys thought. It's a movie that's going to spark a lot of conversation, and it should. And of course, if you haven't done so already, subscribe below and feed money to go to the movies and talk about it afterwards. See you guys next time.